Can you believe it's been 30 years since this film came out? Well, you better believe it. I should have done this yesterday, but due to an unfortunate turn of events, I failed to. So I got this back on the day of its anniversary. So prepare yourselves, because here's my review of Friday. Yo, man, this is Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. So, greetings, my fellow YouTubers, and welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. My name is Dual Berno, Twist the Big D, and this time around I bring to you a review of the 1995 buddy comedy flick Friday, released by New Line Cinema, directed by F. Gary Gray, written by Ice Cube, who happens to star in this, and DJ Pooh, P-O-O-H, that is. Also starring with Ice Cube is Chris Tucker, Nia Long, Tiny Zeus Lister Jr., Regina King, Anna Maria Hotspur, Bernie Mac, John Witherspoon, and a host of others. In the film, two unemployed friends face troubles after becoming indebted to a drug dealer while also contending with a neighborhood bully in South Central LA. The film was released on this day, April 26, 1995, hence for today is the film's 30th anniversary. This eventually became a bit of a success for New Line, and eventually is considered to be the breakout role for Chris Tucker, and would become the star of another big franchise for New Line. Let's get into the story. Craig Jones, a recently fired and unemployed slacker living in South Central LA, spends Friday with his best friend Smokey, a small time drug peddler. The pair smoke a brokered consignment of marijuana, which Smokey was tasked to sell for his drug supplier Big Worm. Big Worm attempts to collect his money from Smokey, who accidentally involves Craig, subjecting both to his ultimatum. If they are unable to repay him $200 by 10 p.m. that evening, Craig and Smokey will be killed. Craig attempts to borrow money from a number of people, including his mother, Betty, his sister, Dana, and jealous girlfriend, Joy. And Joy refuses under the assumption that Craig is being unfaithful with local drug addict and mooch Felicia and her sister Debbie. Craig retrieves a gun to walk Smokey home, but his father Willie tells him that he needs to use his fists instead of weapons to help himself. He also informs Craig that his former supervisor has called and wants to see him tomorrow. Smokey sells some drugs to Hector, a former smoking buddy. At the same time, Debo, the neighborhood bully, forces Smokey to break into their neighbor Stanley's house to burglarize. They manage to steal $200 that Debo decides to keep for himself. Smokey attempts to retrieve the money from Debo, who is asleep with Felicia at her house, but fails due to interference from the pay thief Ezel. Seeing Debo away, Craig and Smokey notice a car driving slowly and suspect a drive-by shooting. They hide in Craig's room for the evening. After failing to contact Big Worm, and with 10 p.m. approaching, they return outside but are forced to evade Big Worm's men as they are sitting in a black van with the headlights off, starting a shootout. Alright, now for the final act and ending. This is going to be a quick story, so you have 5 seconds to stop this video immediately. Go to the description box below and fast forward to the time below. As I start counting down now, if you've seen this movie already, please continue. Okay, you've been warned. After the shootout, the neighbors come out of their houses upon hearing the gunshots. Debbie confronts Debo for being Felicia, assuming Felicia was behind Smokey's attempted theft. As Craig and Smokey arrive, Debo starts bullying Debbie and punches her, knocking her to the ground, leading to a physical altercation between him and Craig. Craig is victorious by defeating him on Debbie's behalf. Smokey steals $200 from the incapacitated Debo as Red retrieves a stolen gold chain and bicycle. Debbie tends to Craig's wounds. When midnight happens, Craig breaks up with Joy on the phone in favor of Debbie. Smokey sells his debt with Big Worm, telling him he will no longer sell drugs and is set to enter rehabilitation. Smokey then smokes a joint and ends the movie by looking at the camera and saying, I was just bullshitting! And you know this, man! End of story. So what did I think of Friday? Now, I do recall seeing this. I know I've seen its sequels, but I do recall seeing this long time ago. But I finally revisited the film just in time to do the review. I gotta say, this is one crazy film and what have you. But this is a buddy comedy, and you can't go wrong with a buddy comedy, especially this one. This was just so damn funny. Yeah. It has all sorts of crazy moments like you could get from anybody comedy. This was also F. Gary Gray's film directorial debut, who he was previously known as a music video director. I do recall, I think he still did some more music videos while after this was done. And I gotta give credit to Ice Cube and Chris Tucker. They are both a great comic team and what have you. Definitely. Anyway, Friday eventually became a success for New Line, as it went on to make $27 million in North America against its $3.5 million budget. It got good reviews. Rotten Tomatoes has it at a score of 77, saying what the film might lack in taut construction or directorial flair, it more than makes up with its vibrant, albeit consistently crass, humor and the charming, energetic performances of its leads. I couldn't have said it better myself, just like I was saying about the two. They are a real comic team. Metacritic has a score of 54. And the film has obtained a large cult following since its release. Definitely. Quentin Tarantino counted this as one of his 20 favorite movies from 1992 to 2009. Kendrick Lamar, the rapper, referenced the character of Debo in his song Not Like Us last year. Yeah. Anyway, the film did pretty well and what have you. It would go on to have two sequels as well as an animated series. There is a fourth installment that's been in the works for many years and what have you. We don't know if it, but we still haven't heard from them on when it'll come though. But nevertheless, I found Friday to be an exceptionally funny little film. As I've said already, Frank Fitzpatrick and Hidden Faces, well, were behind the music and what have you. Now, the soundtrack, of course, eventually did pretty well, reaching number one on the Billboard 200, where it was the number one album for 2 weeks. And it also spawned the successful Dr. Dre single Keep Their Heads Ringing, which became a big hit on the rap chart. Unfortunately, the title track for this sparked a feud with the hip hop group Cypress Hill, claimed that Ice Cube had asked for permission to use their track Throw Your Set in the Air and made a very similar track after being denied permission. The Friday soundtrack became a big seller, going double platinum. So anyway, I really think the story's pretty good. Going from one day to another to try to get the $200 and what have you, yeah, really something. For our cast, Ice Cube plays Craig. He's absolutely really good and very funny. Chris Tucker, yeah, he's pretty good. Smokey and what have you. This would eventually be his breakout role, as I've said already. Yeah, of course, would also go, well, give him a chance to go on to appear in another big franchise for New Line, which started a few years later, in Rush Hour, which I definitely have to review that. I am overdue to review that. For the rest of the cast, we have Nia Long playing Debbie. She's good. Tiny Listers Jr., may rest in peace, played Debo. Yeah, he was pretty good. John Witherspoon played Willie and what have you. Yeah, he was. Now, of course, he had recently appeared in the first installment of another New Line franchise, which was House Party, which he didn't play. Anna Maria Horsford played Bay. She was pretty good. Regina King played Dana. She was good. Paula Jai Parker as Joy. Good. Bernie Mac as Pastor Cleaver. Good. Faison Love as Big Worm. Yeah. There's many others. Angela Means as Felicia. Yvette Wilson as Rhea. There's Tony Cox and Megan Good. Terry J. Vaughn. Director F. Gary Gray appears as a store employee in the film. And even LaWanda Page, who most people would remember Aunt Esther of Sanford and Son fame, appeared as a Jehovah's Witness. There's even a little appearance of Michael Clark Duncan before he even made it big in The Green Mile. He appeared in a little bit of a flashback scene as a craps player. Unfortunately, he was uncredited from that. But nevertheless, I found Friday to be absolutely entertaining. I think it's funny and what have you. It's got a great cast, great characters. The story's absolutely funny, and the soundtrack is really good. So overall, Friday's a good film. I think you'll really like it. So would I recommend Friday? I'd say hell yeah, go for it. Friday is one crazy buddy comedy. I think this is just one that's worth looking into. Now, I will review the sequels later on down the road. So, what did you think of Friday? Let me know in the comments section below. If you like this video, click the like button, subscribe, and be a part of the Big D Nation. Continue to help support my channel, make it grow, make the views grow. Tell all your friends about my channel, give them to know me. Maybe they'd like to be a part of my Big D Nation and share my vids with your friends if you like. Join me next time when I bring to you my spoiler-free review of The Accountant 2. Okay, that about covers it. So if you like this, consider checking out my reviews for these other fun-filled films. Well, here's two with Ice Cube in them. In the upper left-hand corner is my review of the horrifying sci-fi film John Carpenter's Ghost of Mars, which is really underrated. In the upper right-hand corner is my review of a family flick he did, well, just a decade after Friday, and that was Are We There Yet? Or if you'd like another pretty good film with a little black feel to it, check out my review of Spike Lee's Do the Right Thing. And the bottom right hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe. If you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., then I'm your guy. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.